Hello, everyone. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm the faith-based counselor, and I want to talk to the young girls. Well, the young women, the Gen Zs, the teenagers, and all. Um, Grand rising, every one of you. There is something I've learned the hard way. Well, not the hard way. I learned from other people's experiences, and I felt I experienced a glimpse of it myself, not the whole buffet, all right? Just a glimpse of it, just a bit of it to make me understand that, you know, this concept might seem like a mature thing to do, but it's not the best thing to do. And what is that exactly? Is allowing men to be very close to you. Yeah. Like allowing men to be so close to you or to be familiar with you or to be familiar with them because there aren't that many men that respect boundaries. Not because some of them were not taught, but because there are no consequences for crossing boundaries, right? There are no consequences at all. And because there are no consequences, it takes somebody who is naturally kind, who is sensitive to how other people feel, not just how they feel. They're sensitive to how other people feel. And so they're not very quick to do things. Like if they realize that whatever it is they're going to do is going to hurt the other person, they will back off. But there are more than a few who will not back off, and you will not know the difference. It's never written on the face that, oh, this is one person that you will say no to and they will do what they want to do anyway. You understand? And the society, we might like to think that the society we're in 2025 and all that. But we still have traditional mindsets. There are many of us who have traditional mindsets, for better or for worse, right? And they feel like as it was in the beginning, that is thousands of years ago, is now and forever shall be, right? So because it's 2025, people have suppressed expressing their most basest or perverse mindset of what women should be, women can be, or what they think should be done with women. They've suppressed it in public view. They will come out with the rest of us and talk about how it's unfair to treat women a certain way when they probably just treated a woman badly before they came on camera or before they came online, right? They just did. But they will come out like the rest of us and say, oh, wow, that is horrible. Why would you treat a woman like that? And you'll be like, yeah, you know. And I was discussing with a friend about, me just not, I'm just mad at men generally right now. Because I feel like if you're going to be a leader, a self-styled leader of a society, you should protect everyone. So when you always shift your responsibilities, every time women say, oh, men have done this to me, and all you can think about is, well, maybe it's the way you did, it's not that big of a deal, and they try to make it like it's your fault. Like they would turn everything around and make it your fault. And you'll be like, I'm expecting you to talk to this person, to back off, or to get this person punished if they've actually done what they're not supposed to do. And all you can tell this lady or this woman or this girl is that she must have won something, said something, been in the wrong place, the wrong company, or whatever it is you want to say, right? And, It's like oftentimes they start with, I mean, I wouldn't do that. Of course, you would say you wouldn't do that. Have you ever seen someone come out to say they would sexually assault a woman, or that they would touch a woman when she doesn't want to be touched, or they would threaten a woman or they would make things difficult for a woman if she refuses to take the hint to play ball, whatever that is, and make things difficult for you because you did not take the hint, you know? And a lot of them are experts, or some of these perverts are experts, you know? They would not, especially they have a position of authority over you. Maybe they are like one of your elders, whether religious or social or familial or something, maybe at the workplace, professionally and all of that. And they just imply it. And you thought, oh, it was an not very nice joke. In fact, not nice joke. And you just overlook it. But then you notice that afterwards, this person begins to act weird, begins to behave somehow with you. And you try to ignore it. Like, as long as it doesn't affect, as long as we can all be professional, it's fine. Only for you to realize that this person is not interested in being professional at all, you know? And then it now puts you in a very difficult situation, and you're now wondering, what are you going to do? And then you have people tell you, oh, you know, it's normal. Or they're trying to convince you that it's normal and that you should just get over it, you know? And I'm just here to tell you, okay, as a sister to sister, telling you, young lady Gen Z and all, like, open your eyes and see what is going on around you. Open your eyes and see what is going on around you. After God, you are your only ally as a woman, as a female. After God, you're your only ally. Men can convince you that they are with you, but when the going gets tough, when it's time for them to actually stand up for you, they might not be there for you like that. That is if they are not even the perpetrators themselves. I have heard of situations where girls were raped by their best friends. A man that was supposed to be their best friend, that was supposed to be there for them, and he acted the part so well that this poor girl, this poor woman did not suspect that he's actually sexually obsessed with her. And then he just pounced on her one day like the wild animal he is. You must have heard stories like that. I hope you haven't gone through that situation. And if you have, I'm very sorry. But you notice that no one will believe you, you know? They shoot. But they'll be like, he's your friend. How can you do that? As if they don't know that he could very well do that. And if they now realize that he really did do that, they'll be like, you too. Well, why were you? And then they find one silly. So you are your only ally after God. And when you are your only ally, you should be very careful of the people you align with. For me, at this point, I treat everybody, men especially, guilty until proven innocent. There is no innocent until proven guilty, because by the time you are proven to be guilty, by the time it becomes glaring that you're guilty, there will be so many people that would be determined that you are not proven to be guilty, because the person is influential, he has something they all want, or just simply knowing that if you get justice, there it becomes a precedent, and it becomes a precedence for justice to be served when women have gone through that kind of situation. And there are so many people that don't want that to happen. They will pervert justice, do everything just to maintain things the way they are. You have to understand that people, men and women alike, make no mistake, who want the system of oppression to remain against women in place would do anything. They've, like the Chinese would say, they have thrown their conscience to the dogs. The dogs have eaten their conscience. So you have to understand that with people, as a young woman, you have to be extremely careful who you allow into your life. You have to be extremely careful what you talk to people about yourself. Like, make sure, keep social distancing. Like, if you didn't learn anything, please maintain that thing we were doing during the lockdown. Maintain it, social distancing. Don't, especially men, don't give them the face enough to want to be touching you, holding your hands and all that stuff. No. Let there be a clear, for me, it was even more about, I want there to be a difference. I want people, when I'm with my lover, well, he's not arrived yet, but I wanted there to be a clear difference between the man I am choosing to be my husband and every other man. I didn't want there to be a mix up. So if I keep my social distance from men, and then you see me, holding a particular man's hand and, being all PDA on him within reason, of course, you'll be like, that's her man. You just know, right? I just wanted that kind of, you know, separation to be there. That was one. Two, I didn't want a situation where someone will say they want to be my friend, but they just want to be my friend because they want to drive away. They want to be a man repellent on me. Do you understand what I'm trying to tell you, ladies? Ladies, there are some men that want to be in your life because they're not going to tell you straight that I like you and I am not going to give up until I get what I want from you. They're not going to tell you that straight. And don't think you're smart enough to see that smartness and intelligence cannot read the mind. Let me say that again. Okay? Being smart and intelligent does not mean you can read a person's mind. You cannot. Okay? You can't. You can't read a person's mind. You cannot tell what they're going to think, what they're going to do, their true intentions. I'm sorry, the camera is moving around. I'm trying to get it to, put it somewhere. Like, you... Yeah, I think the lighting is better like this. What can I tell you? You have to be careful. I know you want to enjoy your life. You're young. And you want to experience all kinds of friendships. You want to experience all levels of friendship. And that is fine. That is fantastic. But you also don't want to get embroiled in a relationship that would scar you for life. If you ask anyone who's been sexually harassed or assaulted by people that they trusted, they are not over it yet. Therapy and all, they're not over it yet. They just learned to live with it. Why put yourself in a situation? Now, I'm not saying you put yourself in there, but I'm saying if you're not going to, that's why I started the way I began. Like, you have to understand that, again, Outside God, you have no allies. I've heard stories of blood sisters setting their own child up, setting their own sister up to be sexually assaulted, or friends doing the same to their friends who have no idea. Of course, those aren't friends, but by the time the victims of survivors found out that these were not their friends, it was too late. You don't have allies, so you need to always be suspicious of people. Don't be openly suspicious, but be always vigilant and watchful. It will help you avoid a lot of problems, such that when a person is about to strike and go out of character that you know them for, you are able to dodge whatever it is that they are launching against you fast enough. You won't end up like Caesar saying "et tu brute" and "you two Brutus." You just say, "Oh, you are also part of them, Brutus." That's different from "and you two Brutus." It's different. One part is amusement, like, "Oh, well, so you're one of them." Because you've always had this sea caution. You have to, your personal space is your personal space. Treat your life as a fortress. The security of every fortress is so paramount and tight that they don't allow just anybody to get in. You're scrutinized. You understand? And if you look weird and sound weird, the best you can hope for is that you are not allowed in, and not that you are, you know, removed. Yeah. Usually there are some fortresses like that. If a person looks suspicious, the mandate is finish off the person. So live your life that way. Yes, it might be lonely sometimes, but you see, you need to be alone to live well in the world that we are in today. You need that. It's not that you can't form alliances or friendships, absolutely, but you have to keep that distance. You have to let there be a space for retreat, where should the person try to hurt you, you can back off fast enough. But if that person is so close to you, close enough to stab you in the back, that's it. Like, keep social distancing, keep emotional distancing until this person has proven beyond reasonable doubt that they are for you. They are maybe not just for you alone, but they're actually genuinely good people, not just people acting to be good. So I wouldn't advise you, Gen Z women and the women of the generations after Gen Z, I would not advise you to have male friends, male acquaintances, of course. Like when you are in a general group, banter, talk, laugh, maintain boundaries. Like if someone is trying to be touchy-feely, like that, don't touch me. Don't. I can hear you. I can hear you. And even if you may have, you might have hearing challenges, does anybody have to touch you? Like they can do the sign, right? You don't have to allow someone to just be touching you. After that, please maintain emotional distancing and focus on your relationship with God. It's very key. Focus on your relation, because it's when you focus on your relationship with God, that is when you gain strength. I can tell you this for free. That's when you gain strength and you now learn the art of being comfortable in your own company, being happy in your own company. Because see, I mean, I'm looking at what is happening in the Nigerian Senate right now, and I'm like, is there any woman that can relate? Is that thing that they used to say in Nigeria, you go explain tire, no evidence. Even if you have evidence, no evidence. And I just made up my mind that, look, like I always knew, it just reinforced what I knew, that look, you have to be strong on your own. People will join you in whatever it is you're fighting for. But if you're not strong on your own, and your strength is dependent on the support of other people, it would fail you. Chances are it might not, but the chances that it will fail you is higher. So please, learn to stand strong on your own. Find God is important. Otherwise, I'm sorry, if you're not spiritually empowered, your education is not going to save you from sexual harassment. But spiritual empowerment will. You understand what I mean? If a person is trying to harass you, and you have gotten to a level when you decree a thing and it's established unto you, and you say, angels of God, help me flog that person for the harassment. That's what society should be doing. Like if you harass a girl, they should flog you. They should punish you. But it is you that is being harassed that they look at like, well, it's because you are too fine now. What kind of, and you're like, what? But when you're spiritually empowered, you just ask the angels of God to flog the person. It's the person that will be going around saying what they did wrong when they can't bear it anymore. And usually they can't. Those that are, that harass women, that bully women, they are very weak. They are very weak. And that's why a lot of times when people retaliate, women retaliate against, when it comes to violence against them, the victims, the the perpetrator ends up getting unalived, because they're just delicate like that. They're like jellyfish. You get? They're like jellyfish. And jellyfish is supposedly a poisonous fish, and is jelly-like, meaning it can be squashed faster than any other fish, but it's also poisonous. Do you understand what I'm saying? In other words, you can squash a jellyfish, but if you allow a jellyfish to get too close to you and it bites, Lord have mercy. So stay away. Like, you never know who is a jellyfish among men or women. You never know. You never know who is the jellyfish that looks soft, that looks like they need protection, sounds like they need it, act all soft, but they're deadly. They're deadly. Mortally deadly. Learn to get close to God and stay that way. Like, learn more about God, because in knowing more about God, you know more about yourself. You become spiritually empowered. You become mentally and emotionally empowered. The most important empowerment a woman can have is spiritual and psychological empowerment. Those are the two most important things. Not financial empowerment, though. Obviously. Because if women who have money, who are moneyed, are being bullied, women who have jobs and education, they have professions, you understand, highly respected in their profession and all, and they're getting bullied, harassed, assaulted, and sometimes even unalived. I do not think at that point that financial or whatever is the key. Spiritual empowerment and psychological empowerment, that is what you need to focus on. When you are empowered in those two areas, money will not be an issue. Money will not be an issue because you will just know what to do and how to do it by virtue of those two empowerments. You will not join the throng of people who would do degrees, who will have degrees in different things and then come back and have to do something else because their passion is no longer in those things that they studied. You will just go straight to what it is that you want to do with confidence and assurance that you know what you're doing. I was trying to put on the lights, but alas. Well, I'll just say for now, if you have any questions, you want to ask me about anything, you can put it in the comment section. I am, or you can send me an email. I don't know if you can send me an email on YouTube, but just put it in the comment section and I would see it and respond and we can talk. Guard your heart with all diligence, for out of it flows the issues of life. And keep God first place. it's it's is it twilight, I will call it right now? Yeah, where it's about to get dark. Yeah, that's what it is around here. Until next time, peace and love.